As far as we are concerned, the wild boar invasion is nothing more than an intriguing tale to talk about, but for farmers and officials, it is almost a subject that has no answer. Why don't we go somewhere and find the answer together? In Texas, the number of feral hogs that are considered to be invasive has reached proportions that are beyond control. In spite of the fact that numerous methods, such as trapping, traditional hunting, and helicopter hunting, have been implemented, the situation continues to deteriorate. Rough estimates suggest that there are approximately 2.50 million to 2.60 million wild hogs in the state of Texas at the present time. It is not an exaggeration to say that. There is one wild hog roaming the fields of Texas for every 2 wild hogs that are found in the United States. It is possible that there are even more hogs than people in certain areas. The fact that Texas is known as the wild hog capital of America is not surprising. When it comes to bringing feral hogs under control, why has Texas had such a difficult time? Would there be a more effective method? In the comments section below, please share your ideas. It would be wonderful if you could get in touch with us. It has been determined through preliminary research that a female feral hog can start reproducing as early as 4 months of development. And once they get started, it's almost as if they're trying to chase key performance indicators. Growth that is consistent, unending, and consistent like a chart of a successful investment. It is so unbelievable that you won't believe it. However, a single sow has the potential to give birth to as many as 24 piglets in a single year on average. In addition, a single boar can give birth to up to 140 offspring. It is an immensely more difficult task to maintain control of their population when they have such a powerful reproductive capacity. It is also important to note that there are no natural predators of feral hogs in the United States. The situation is different in the state of Missouri. The hunting of wild hogs on public territory has been prohibited by the state government since the year 2016. However, by the year 2025, the population of wild hogs had decreased by an astounding 84% in comparison to the year 2016. So, what is the reason for this paradox? The success of Missouri is not due to the state's hunting industry. Strategic trapping and other coordinated control attempts are the components that make up this combo. The Missouri Department of Conservation, MDC, reports that in the year 2024 alone, around 5,105 feral hogs were removed from the watershed areas of the state. This represents a drop of 35% in comparison to the previous year. In contrast to other states, Missouri made the decision not to promote hunting, but instead developed a more intelligent policy, which was to urge individuals to report sightings of wild hogs in their communities. The boar buster technique is one example of a trapping device that focuses on catching large groups of wild hogs rather than focusing on capturing individual animals. This strategy not only increases efficiency, but also helps prevent the herd from being dispersed, which is a factor that frequently makes other management measures far more challenging. The group may get dispersed as a result of hunting wild hogs, which makes it significantly more difficult to capture all of them at once. Instead, concentrating on the sounders as a whole has the effect of removing them more quickly and efficiently. The key to making this program more effective is the engagement that takes place between local people and representatives of wildlife professionals. It is possible that the majority of us will find this to be merely a fascinating story to discuss. According to the farmers, however, it is their fields, their means of subsistence, and their way of life. On the other hand, here's the surprising part. Wild hogs aren't just a problem in the states of Texas and Missouri. At this point, they have spread to at least 35 states, where they have established habitats ranging from woods and marshes to backyards in suburban areas. Their capacity for change is quite remarkable. They are able to endure weather conditions that are quite harsh, swim across rivers, and even dig up golf courses in order to get food. Do you know this? Feral hogs have been recorded on camera in Florida, destroying bird nesting places, consuming eggs and young chicks. These hogs have been caught on camera. Over the course of a single night, they have been observed tearing through vineyards in the state of California, thereby destroying crops worth thousands of dollars. This is not simply a problem for agriculture. It is also a concern for the environment, since they poses a threat to endangered species and disrupts ecosystems that are already fragile. A further cause for concern is the spread of disease. Over 30 different diseases and parasites, such as swine, brucellosis, and pseudorabies, can be transmitted from wild hogs to cattle, pets, and even humans. Wild hogs are capable of carrying these diseases and parasites. Not only does this result in the devastation of crops, but it also poses the possibility of sickness affecting entire herds of livestock for farmers. In other instances, the expenditures associated with cleanup and recovery are much more severe than the harm that was actually caused. To assist in the fight against the crisis, a number of states are increasingly turning to cutting-edge technologies. For the purpose of tracking the movements of hogs during the night, thermal imaging drone surveillance is being utilized. The use of GPS collars on a small number of hogs that have been captured can lead trappers to whole herds. Smart gates are specially built to be activated remotely in certain regions. These gates only close when the entire sounder is within, ensuring that no animals are able to escape. In spite of this, specialists caution that once a population of feral hogs has grown established, it is extremely difficult to eradicate them. Now, the objective is not to completely eradicate them, but rather to keep their numbers low enough to minimize the amount of harm they cause. Constant monitoring, coordinated action between states, and significant involvement from the community are all necessary for this undertaking. Consequently, the question that remains is whether or not we will ever be victorious in the fight against wild hogs, or whether or not they will continue to outwit us, one cornfield at a time. The battle is not even close to being over, and the outcome of this continuous struggle will be determined by the strategies employed by each state. Beyond the ecological impact, the economic cost of feral hogs is staggering. Across the United States, these animals cause billions of dollars in damage every year. The toll includes destroyed crops, damaged fences, ruined irrigation systems, and the expenses of control programs. In some rural communities, local governments have been forced to raise taxes or request special funding just to keep the situation from spiraling further out of control. The problem doesn't end in the fields, it reaches the roads as well. Feral hogs are a serious traffic hazard, often darting across highways without warning. Each year, they are responsible for thousands of vehicle collisions, many of which result in injuries or fatalities. The sheer size and weight of these animals make such accidents particularly dangerous, causing not only costly repairs, but also real threats to human life. Their destructive behavior extends to infrastructure. These animals are incredibly strong and resourceful. They can break through electric fencing, dig up soil around pipelines, and even damage irrigation channels in their search for water or food. In some regions, utility companies have reported costly repairs after feral hog activity disrupted underground cables or water lines. Even the laws surrounding feral hog control are a source of heated debate. Some states encourage open hunting, believing it helps reduce numbers. Others, like Missouri, ban hunting on certain lands, arguing that shooting them often scatters the groups and makes trapping less effective. The idea of using poison has also stirred controversy. Supporters see it as an efficient solution, while opponents worry about environmental risks and unintended harm to other wildlife. There's also an unexpected culinary angle to the story. In certain states, wild hog meat is considered a delicacy, though it must be carefully processed to avoid health risks. Some chefs have embraced the challenge, creating high-end dishes from feral hog meat. By turning a problem into a product, they hope to give the local economy a boost while helping to control hog numbers. Finally, some researchers are exploring a more radical approach, bringing back natural predators. The concept involves reintroducing animals like jaguars or wolves to restore ecological balance. Advocates believe it could provide a long-term solution, but critics warn it could also introduce new dangers to livestock, pets, and even humans. For now, this idea remains mostly in the realm of theory, but it shows just how far some are willing to think outside the box to tackle the feral hog crisis. Allow us to work together in the effort to bring the population of wild hogs under control. In the event that you observe any signs, do not be reluctant to report them. A seemingly insignificant action on your part could have a significant impact on the preservation of both our environment and our farms. Do not forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you found this video to be helpful. This will ensure that you do not miss any of our upcoming content. For us, the help that you provide is extremely invaluable. We appreciate you watching. Have a good time in the following video.